Unlike football and basketball, baseball is an odds-based sport. When betting baseball, you don't have to lay runs. All you have to do is pick the winner. Lines make use of various computer programs to do logical calculations to determine the baseball betting odds. The computer programs take many factors into consideration, such as teams' past performances, starting pitchers, home field, and then they factor the opinion of the betting public to come up with the odds on a baseball game. How does public opinion factor into establishing baseball odds? The betting public has certain tendencies that the line makers are aware of. For example, most sports bettors like betting on the team that is favored to win the game. Also, when betting on the over or under in a baseball game, the same public prefer to wager on the game to go over that total. Therefore, the line makers will make a betting line with the team that is favored higher odds than the computer would project, and make the over-under total higher as well. Once lines are established, money moves the betting odds. If the betting public wagers a substantial amount of money on one team, the line makers will move or raise the sports betting odds on that team. When two teams play each other in baseball, the line makers establish the betting odds on the game. If the line maker's opinion the two teams are evenly matched, then the betting odds would be a pick. That means that both teams would be minus 110 to 100. If you wager on either team, you would risk $110 to win $100. However, in most cases, teams are not evenly matched. This is when the line makers have to raise the odds on the better team. If all baseball games were a pick, the sports bettor would simply bet on the better team. In baseball betting, the better team is referred to as the favorite and the other team is the underdog. When you see baseball betting odds, the favorite will be minus and the underdog will be plus. If you are going to wager on the favorite, you have to risk more money than you will win. And if you wager on the underdog, you will win more than you risk. For example, let's say the New York Yankees are playing the Baltimore Orioles and the lines maker has determined that the New York Yankees are the better team and the opening betting odds on the game are established as the New York Yankees minus 150. If you are going to wager on New York to win that game, you would risk $150 to win $100. All underdogs in baseball betting are 10 cents less betting odds. Therefore, Baltimore would be underdogs of $140. This 10-cent difference, or actually that $10, 150 to 140, is the sports betting company's 10% betting fee. When these two teams play, only two things can happen. The New York Yankees will win or the Baltimore Orioles will win. If you wager on New York, you will risk $150 to win $100. If the Yankees win, you would net $100. If you wager on Baltimore, you would risk $100 but would win $140. If you wager on New York and they lose, you would lose $150. If you wager on Baltimore and they lose, you would only lose $100. In baseball betting, if the sports betting companies are exactly even on the game, that is, they have the same amount wagered on both teams, they only win money when the favorite loses. To illustrate, let's look at the same game and let's say the sports books have taken one wager on New York at $150 to win $100 and one wager on Baltimore at $100 to win $140. If New York wins, they collect $100 from the person that wagered on Baltimore and pay it to the person that wagered it on New York. If New York loses, they collect $150 from that person that wagered on them, pay $140 to the Baltimore bettor, and keep $10 for themselves. Baseball betting odds can be tricky to understand at first, but after a while it becomes very easy. First, the odds are established because one team in the game is normally clearly better than the other team. Second, the underdog will return 10 cents less than the odds on the favorite, so the sports betting company can earn their 10% commission. How to win when baseball betting. Understanding baseball odds is the first step to betting baseball. However, baseball is a very tough sport to handicap for a number of reasons. When handicapping football and basketball, you are really handicapping one team against another. Baseball is not that easy. When handicapping a baseball game, you have to consider multiple factors in addition to how a team is playing. When establishing a baseball betting odds, the lines maker's most important factor is the starting pitchers. After the starting pitchers, you then have to take a strong look at the team's bullpen. Are pitches in the bullpen available, and how a team's bullpen is performing at the current time? Even the umpires in a game are looked at sharply by handicappers. On the Vegas Experts site, you'll find a number of baseball betting handicapping tools. There are detailed game matchups of each game on the betting board, baseball betting trends on both pitchers and teams, and opening and updated betting odds on all games.